Hi, my name's Craig McLean. I'm a chiropractor from Putney in London, that's the UK, and I have a special interest in skiing and ski fitness and injury prevention. I've put together some great programs here for you today based on flexibility and strength training. I'm the personal chiropractor to ex-Olympians Graham Bell and Conrad Bartelski, and also currently look after Warren Smith from the Vocal International Freeride team. So I can't wait to get started. I'm a freeride or backcountry skier myself, and I understand the demands that skiing places on your body, and I can't wait to share with you some of my ideas. Now, before we start this program, it's important that we make sure that your body's ready to do all of these movements. It's important you pop down to your GP or your medical doctor, have yourself assessed, have your heart checked out, all the other bits and pieces, and make sure that you're able to do an exercise program like this. Secondly, get to your chiropractor. Make sure that your flexibility of your spine and your knees and your hips and your ankles aren't severely affected enough to sort of do damage when you're doing these exercises. Once you get the all clear, let's get started, okay? Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start the stretching program. Now, the stretching program requires you to do a 10-15 minute warm-up before you do any of these exercises. Now, you can do anything. You can do a nice fast walk around the block, a power walk. You can also, if you're in the gym doing these exercises, you can use the cross trainer, you can use the treadmill, you can use the exercise bike, but just make sure you get your heart rate up nice and high and get the blood circulating through the muscles that we're about to stretch. Now, the first exercise we're going to do is an active hamstring stretch, and for that I need a set of ski poles just to balance myself to make sure I don't fall over. You don't need ski poles, but it actually helps just with the balance, okay? So literally just start swinging your leg back and forth, okay? Nice and gently, just feel a little bit of a stretch through your hamstring. That's the muscle that's just behind your thigh. Do about 10 repetitions on one side, and then start the other side. Just nice and easy to begin with. You should feel a light pull down the back of your leg, but it shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, just stop. On the second round of 10, it's important that you really give a little bit of momentum. Give it a nice kick all the way through, get it up there nice and high. And then repeat on the other side. And there you go. The next exercise involves hip flexibility and hip rotation. Gently lift one leg up, bring it across your body, up as far as you can, then open it up wide and then down again. As you can see, just slowly beginning the exercise just to give yourself an idea as to how much flexibility you have in your hip. And then as you get going, give it a little bit more speed. Okay, make sure it comes right across your body, all the way to the left and opening up to the right. And then really give it a little bit of movement. Doing it on both sides, obviously. Really get a little bit of momentum going. So again, do 2 lots of 10, and the second lot should be really getting swinging now. The next exercise is an active stretch of the hip flexor, and it's essentially a lunge with your arm up above your head. And let me take you through it very slowly. Go into a normal lunge position where you come right down, where your knees nearly touching the ground, and then extend your arm all the way up, and you should feel a bit of tightness or a bit of a stretch all the way through the front of your hip, and then come back up again. And basically repeat that move on the other side. Again, the leg that is backwards is the same as the arm that is extended up into the air. And the idea is to actually repeat it reasonably quickly. Doing 10 repetitions either side. And you can do 3 sets of these exercises. You get the picture. The next exercise is just a generic quadriceps stretch. You've probably done this 1,000 times. Holding onto your ankle, feeling a good long stretch into the front of your thigh muscle. Now, this is more of a static stretch. As you can see, I'm just holding it here for 30 seconds at a time. And just allow yourself to breathe and relax as this stretches away. Obviously, repeat that on the other side. And try and make sure that you're as straight as you possibly can be through your hip. A common mistake is when the hip is flexed during this exercise and you really don't get the same stretch in the front of the leg. Again, hold it for 30 seconds. Now this exercise requires you to lie on the ground, so just grab yourself a yoga mat and get yourself lying down on your back in the supine position. And this is a stretch for your lower back, okay? It's going to involve some rotation of your lumbar spine, and it's a great way just to improve the flexibility of your lower back. Okay, it's going to be a nice passive stretch to start with. So literally both knees, arms out to the side, and allow both knees just to stretch all the way over this way. Hold that for 30 seconds, and then repeat that on the other side. If, like me, it's reasonably easy to do that with two knees, straighten one of your legs out and literally cross your knee and your foot over the top of the other leg and grab onto that knee and really stretch it down to the ground while trying to keep this other arm out. You can look the other direction just to get that full rotation going through the whole spine. Straighten that one out. Allow this to roll all the way this way, palm out that way, turning as far as you can this way, and allow the rotation of your spine to go all the way from the thoracic spine all the way down to the lumbar spine. Now, to do it more actively, to really dynamically involve the muscles that you need as well, especially for skiing, you can literally just roll it from side to side and do like 30 repetitions of the movement that we were doing in the passive stretch, but in much more of an active way. Really warms things up and gets things nice and flexible. Very good. Now the next exercise is a stretch of the piriformis muscle. That's a muscle found deep within the gluteal region. And let me just show you the first way to do it. I want you to be doing it, again, lying on your back. Lie all the way back down. Bend both of your knees up, feet flat on the ground, and cross one leg so that the ankle is sitting on top of the other knee. Then literally just reach in through the hole that is made there and grab onto the knee that is bent and drag it all the way up towards your chest. Now I can already feel a stretch deep within the leg that is on top of the opposite knee in that left piriformis or gluteal region. Let me just show you that to you again on the other side. Crossing the ankle onto the opposite knee, reaching through to grab a hold of the knee and bringing that towards your chest. And as you can see, pulling it, doesn't have to go very far, but far enough to feel the stretch in that right, this time the right piriformis or gluteal muscle. Now there's a variation on that which is a lot more advanced, and be careful if you have a knee problem or any history of knee trauma. And it's a bit of a tricky one to get into. Start on all fours and literally one knee all the way forward and the other knee all the way back. Okay? Then grab this foot and twist it around underneath you there so that you're then able to come down on top of the other knee. And that's a really nice stretch into that left, the knee that is in front, the left piriformis muscle. Hold that for 30 seconds, but if you're comfortable, hold it for 5 minutes. It's my favourite stretch of everything that I've done today. And again, just to show you, in case you're a bit confused as to how to do it on the opposite side, give you another angle. Start in this position here. Bring the front knee as far forward as you can. Take the back knee back. Twist this foot forward around there. And then come down onto it. As you can see, I can get down reasonably low because of the flexibility of my hips. Some of you might find that you're sort of stuck in a position a little higher up like this and sort of stuck like that. However, just persist with a little bit. It may take some time, but you might be able to get yourself a little bit lower down, a little bit further stretched out. Right. The calf stretch, another essential exercise in the ski program. You basically want to be getting a nice deep stretch into the calf muscle right here. Very simple, pushing the wall down. Keep the back heel all the way back planted against the ground. Bring the bent knee forward like this. You're not putting really any pressure on this leg at all. It's just there to support your balance. And what do? You just move those hips forward. Try and push that wall down. You can see that there's a tendency for the heel to want to lift. Don't let it lift. Just keep it nice and pressured against the ground, and you'll feel a nice big stretch through the calf. Now, as a variation to that, that's stretching the gastrocnemius muscle. If you want to stretch the deeper down soleus muscle, lift the heel off the ground, bend the knee slightly, and just drive down through the heel, which is lifted off the ground and the bent knee. You're putting a lot of force down through this particular direction here, and you should feel a stretch. Oh, that's good. All the way down this particular part of the muscle here, as opposed to the first one doing more of a calf stretch. Okay, so that concludes our stretching program. If you've loved the flexibility program I put together and are interested in getting your body strong as well as flexible, then watch my next video, which focuses on strength of the lower limbs and the core.